Pickle people, we are back with another episode of Is This a Pickleball Podcast? I'm your host, Matthew K. Pickleball. I am joined today by Buffy, who wants to escape already. Hello, goodbye. And I am also joined by sorry, Wilson, you're not as cute as Buffy, but a very handsome man in full black over there, Mr. Wilson, the co-host of this crazy podcast called Is This a Pickleball Podcast? Once again, I'm Matthew K. Pickleball, and Wilson, how are you? How are you? Did you survive the holidays?
I did. It was actually a pretty chill and low-key holiday for me. But your parents visited for the first time. How was that?
Holy smoke, guys and gal, the one gal that watches. All right, Wilson jumped the gun. We can't go into all that yet. I have to throw out a few reminders before I tell you about my very interesting holiday. But before we get to that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That bell, if you click that button, it will notify you so you don't miss out, because you know why you don't want to miss out on a video on the Matthew K. Pickleball channel, because we're always giving stuff away. We're the giveaway channel. And yeah, we got a ton of stuff being given away still. I'm a little behind on running the raffles, so check out all the latest videos. We're giving away a ton of stuff. We're giving away a 6-0 quartz over in my over in my Opal review, a pair of pickleball shoes, tons of stuff. Go check out all the videos. But yes, back to the holidays. Oh my, yes, it all went very, very well. My family and my girlfriend's family met for the first time, and you know, after 10 years together, we thought it would be a good time for them to meet, and we all had Thanksgiving together. My girlfriend's parents hosted everyone, and they just put on a great Thanksgiving. It was a blast, and I've only spent Thanksgiving with my parents one other time since like 2006, so that was a ton of fun. And yeah, it went really well. And my parents were in Los Angeles. My family, I grew up in Arkansas. Most of my parents still live there. I do have a twin brother out here, but out here in LA. But I did want to show my dad the pickleball scene while he was west coasting, and we went to one of my old stomping grounds. And Mr. Wilson,
how'd it go?
We had a rough few games, but our last game, whoo, we won that one. It did. The winning point was someone lobbing us, and I did have to make a line call. And I know you think differently about my line calls, but I call it as I see it. So anyway, but yeah, that ball was out. All right, folks, if you're watching, and then Curtis, my older brother, was not able to join, but he does listen to the pod. Curtis, love you, brother. I hope you had a great holiday without the fam. And yes, as I told you, all family members survived being together. It was a successful, no ER visits. All right, Wilson. And then, did you get to have any chill time? I know your wife was working on the holiday.
Yeah, she was on call for the holidays, so we stayed pretty local. We were able to swing by her side of the family just to say hi and have a quick bite to eat with them. My family was in San Diego this Thanksgiving, so I didn't make it down there. But it's all right. Either way, we got to see people we love and eat good food. That's all that this holiday is about, right?
All right, folks. Mr. Wilson is being modest while everyone else in America was shoveling freaking fried turkey legs into their gullets. This guy ran what was it, a 5K?
Oh, yeah. A 5K turkey trot. The medal's right here.
Oh, man. That hook is sagging. Those ukuleles won't be able to handle much more hardware. That's why, Wilson, you've got to start partnering up with me at the tournaments. We need to protect that ukulele. No more medals for you. No more stepping onto the podium. Just play with me on your team. I'll take care of that. But all right. Well, I'm glad to hear everything went great. Everyone, what was your favorite dish that you had on Thanksgiving? my favorite dish, my twin brother made a chocolate pie, which is kind of a southern thing. It's basically kind of like chocolate pudding custard with a meringue top. It's my grandma's recipe. Mitchell, thank you for doing that. You did a great job. Mitchell doesn't listen to the pod, so it doesn't matter.
No.
That gratitude went nowhere. But Wilson, did you have anything? I know you had a kind of a unusual dining, but did you eat anything good?
We had Filipino food, and you can't go wrong with the pancit noodles. So that was my go-to. That was my carb. Yeah.
All right. Comment down below, folks. What did you have, and did you go on a 5K? But all right. Now that we've talked Thanksgiving, I have to ask. This is an important question, and I want folks to answer below on this question as well. Wilson, did you do any Black Friday shopping? What was your big get? I need to know.
I am actually proud to say I literally did not buy anything.
Oh.
I hope other people did buy whatever they needed, but I literally did not buy anything. My credit card was spent on food this whole weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I cannot say I did the same. I was not quite as good as Mr. Wilson. I did resist buying pickleball stuff, but I've been eyeing a little piece of video gear forever because, folks, I don't know if you all know this. I don't have the latest greatest video gear. I'm sure you can't tell. I'm sure all of our productions just look chef's kiss. We are out in Hollywood, but I don't know. When I started YouTubing, I was like, I have, because I did filmmaking and video production and different things. I was like, I've got enough freaking stuff. I'm going to make do with what I have. Because when I got out of film school, it's always like, ooh, saving up, getting that latest thing, that latest piece of gear. But then it's like, then it sits on a shelf. And everything sat on a shelf during COVID. So all my stuff just aged and got pretty outdated. But then I was like, started YouTube and I was like, I'm going to use what I have. I got a cell phone. I'm not even going to tell you what that old camera is behind me. That's what I use for the main videos. But I've been eyeing something forever. Was watching prices. I don't know if you're familiar. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's what all the YouTubers and Instagram folk, it's what influencers use. And
Nice.
I try to influence the 12 people that watch the channel. But I'm still too cheap. There's a lot of stuff with tariffs going on with that camera. It's folks, if you want to hear about tariffs, check out my interview with the owner of Kiwi Labs. But there's kind of like a knockoff version that's been floating around, and I finally pulled the trigger. It's called the Extra Muse, and my girlfriend got a deal for me in TikTok shop because I'm not on TikTok, and so I miss out on those deals. But anyway, hopefully there will be some new content to come from that.
Did you get it yet, or is it still in the post?
Oh, I don't know if it's shipped yet. I don't know how TikTok shop works. I actually didn't even do it on Black Friday. I kept waiting and waiting, and I think I pulled the trigger on it on Tuesday, if I remember right, or maybe Monday.
Well, I'm excited to see it next time we play, hopefully, if it arrives.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably just going to become my A camera because my current setup, it's hard to know when stuff's in focus. Anyway, long story, that's getting boring. All right, folks, comment down below. What did you pick up on Black Friday, Cyber Monday? Did you use promo code Matthew K? I hope so. If you did, thank you. But all right, and now, Wilson, you don't even know. You see, I'm energized. I had some turkey, I had some mashed potatoes. You don't even know what I'm going to talk about right now. You know what I'm going to talk about?
No idea.
No idea. I barely know. But I got some news. Okay? Wilson, Selkirk has released new boomsticks. Did you know that?
I think I saw one of your reels or stories, whatever they're called
Yes.
nowadays.
I posted a little
The
video
gold one,
on
right?
Even you're confused. Even you're confused.
Oh.
So I've got. Oh yeah, gold. I thought you said old.
Gold,
but
yeah.
folks were very confused by that post, so I just want to break it down. Okay, everybody knows the OG Selkirk Boomstick, red, black face, Infinity Grit. This is the original black. Comes in two shapes, wide body, elongated. All right? Everybody loves these paddles. Then they released the Jack Sock Signature, which has like this Captain America looking star logo thing on it. And I don't think I've seen one in person. I think it might be a blue face. I'm not exactly sure. Have you seen one in person?
Mm-mm.
Neither have I. But I think it's a blue face, which would be very, very cool. But kind of a sleeper release. Everyone was confused when I posted a little video of this baby.
I like that.
This is the black and gold Regal edition of Selkirk's Boomstick. This is the elongated. They even changed the tuning weight color to gold. Is that not slick?
I like it a lot more than the original, actually.
Yeah, this really a lot of folks were confused, and basically, so if folks don't know about Selkirk's Boomstick, I thought I'd walk through. I know almost everybody all over the planet probably knows all of this, but basically, this was the first like mainstream full foam paddle, right? Like that. This is one that really kicked the race off. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure there are some others, but this was the first one that got like really like to the forefront.
Not the Carbon Genesis. I think they came out first. Yeah.
I'd have to look. Maybe the True Foam beat it out because that was all right. So maybe it was one of two. It was on the Vanguard. All right, on the Vanguard.
See, guys, I call him out on his information. His
yes, you're that troll. You're that guy. I cast as my co-host another troll. Anyway, folks, last week Wilson helped me. He was my therapist regarding some troll issues I was going through. But anyway, all right, Mr. Troll, you are right. You are potentially right. I can't remember the first time the boom core, or basically their boom core, they call it, it's pure foam surrounded by an EVA power ring, and then it's fused together. And so basically solid foam core, I believe EPP, with the EVA perimeter. And then what sets this one apart from basically every other paddle is this tuning weight system, which is it MOI or MOI? How do you say
it? It's MOI. Yeah.
You just say MOI?
Yeah.
All right, folks. The MOI tuning system, and we have talked about Slice Pickleball has actually released something similar if you want to sort of bring it to your own paddle. But this system is less about having like flexibility of tuning your paddle, because this is semi-permanent. And so basically they, wherever they assemble it, they want to make sure it's set up the exact best way. And so they install these themselves. They're not meant to be taken off. I know there's some issues with some like pros. That's not really relevant to anybody but pros. But yeah, so that's basically what that is. And we've kind of talked about how like Paddle Tech tunes their paddles to play really well, and other people, but they all do it on the inside. Selkirk, I'm pretty sure the Boomstick's the only one I know of that tunes their paddle on the outside, which is an interesting approach because then you got your edge guard, you got everything on it, so you could fine tune it. And for me, I play the old Boomsticks that I've been testing out. I don't add more weight. I've been playing with them like this. And then the other thing, and this is gonna come become important in a little bit. So hang on, folks. Don't give up on me yet. But the other big thing is Selkirk is using what they call the Infini Grit as their surface. They claim it's 3 times more durable than raw carbon. And once again, even the Regal version comes in elongated and wide body. That being said, I do believe this is a limited run. So if you want one of these, you might want to hustle and get it. They are available right now because I don't think anyone knew they released. Selkirk wasn't really talking about it. People were commenting, "What is that? When does it come out?" And it wasn't on their site until I think it was Black Friday. And then just the paper stats you need to know. They shoot for a 118 swing weight and average twist weight of 7.2. That's what's in my notes, and I guess that's for the elongated. I didn't jot down both. Does that sound right? Did I mess this up? What do you think, Wilson?
I think it's there. I'm surprised. I mean, since there are weights there, the twist weight is 7.2, which is actually pretty good for an elongated.
Yes.
Yes. So, but I do feel that. I mean, it's a very stable paddle, so I get it. Yeah.
Yes. The target swing weight is, what did I say? The elongated is 118, and the target twist weight is 7.2. And then for the wide body, it is, do they update it? Is 112 swing weight and average twist weight of 8.2. Sorry, I didn't have that in my notes, folks, but that's the info. And then the other thing that stands out, limited lifetime warranty. And I believe they're still designing and assembling these paddles in the U.S. But you want to know something interesting, Wilson?
What's that?
Okay, do you know how much this paddle costs?
Wasn't it $333 or something like that?
Yes, $333. Promo codes don't get you a discount. If you use promo code INF-MatthewK, you will get a digital gift certificate for your next purchase. That's how Selkirk does things. But $333, lifetime warranty. That's pretty good. Lifetime warranty. That's what you expect for a paddle at $333. However, rattles are not covered in that warranty.
Huh.
If something rattles, which obviously that won't be very possible with a full foam paddle, but yeah, I don't know. I thought that's kind of interesting. They say it doesn't affect performance, and so it's not part of the lifetime warranty. But what do you think of that? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, the lifetime warranty is great, but it's, on Reddit and stuff, they do say that the edge guard, there are some edge guard issues with the boomstick. I hope they fixed it in the following batches after the initial release. Maybe add more glue or something. But
what was happening? What did you read?
It was lifting on the edges between the the face and the edge guard. Like some people can put like a credit card there and it'll hold the credit card up. Stuff like that. I mean, it's purely cosmetics. I'm very sure it's just cosmetic. But in the comments they did say that Selkirk honored their warranty and did send them replacements regarding the whole edge guard issue.
Awesome. Which is probably, that's a lot better. I remember the big edge guard issue back in a millennia ago in pickleball terms with Legacy Pro, and I remember it being, I think the suggestion was super glue it, which was not the most desired thing to hear. But all right, glad to hear the warranty works, and hopefully people don't have to use it for that. But there's more, Wilson. So I posted a video about this, and then people are coming at, that's not the normal Selkirk boomstick. That's the exclusive to Asia boomstick. All right, folks. Wilson and I, we have had this thing on our radar for forever, and we've been trying to suss out if it's real, if it's fake, if it's a myth. But I got the scoop, Wilson. I got the info. All right.
Selkirk?
I talked to Selkirk, so they have confirmed there is a Selkirk Labs Boomstick Raw Carbon Asia Edition. And so basically, I did confirm that this paddle, we've seen it on the floating around online, some shops based outside of the US advertising it. Wilson and I could not figure out if this thing was real, and it is real. And Selkirk said, "Thanks for asking. We are selling this in Asia, so it is a legitimate product from reputable sellers." I don't remember what I asked. I think I asked, is this real?" Or something like that. But they do ask, they suggest that buyers in the area check for common signs of counterfeit paddles, such as a low price point or an unofficial Selkirk logo. And I did get some follow-up. I haven't heard back from them. I have some follow-up questions. But yeah, so there is a raw carbon fiber or a carbon fiber version of the Boomstick. It seems like it's exclusively available in Asia. I don't think we're going to see it out here. And I was kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of bummed, I guess. I kind of wanted that one. But this Infinigrit is supposed to have more spin and last longer, right? Obviously, neither of us have played with either of the units to really test that out. But I was like, why are they doing that? And I went, I went behind on the keyboard, went a little Mr. Robot. And I think based off of just what I've been able to like suss out on what people are saying online, so these are rumors. I have not confirmed this with Selkirk, but I think these might be getting assembled in Asia or partially manufactured, and Selkirk doesn't want to share their Infinigrit tech or how to do it with these overseas factories. That's something I saw online, and that sounds plausible. And it made sense to me. And because, yes, I've definitely heard from other paddle companies, as soon as you like bring a piece of tech to one of the Chinese factories, it goes everywhere. They start offering that to other companies. So it makes sense that, I guess, the Infinigrit part of the tech is part of that assembled in the US. And so I guess they didn't want to share that knowledge to their Asian partners or the folks assembling or manufacturing. I'm not quite sure. Because obviously these paddles, they say assembled in the US. So components are definitely being manufactured elsewhere. So I'm not quite sure when the Infinigrit is, where it comes in that workflow, but that's the theory I saw that sounded like I understood the most. What do you think? Do you think that might, or do you have you read something else? What do you have? You're on the boards. What have you seen?
Only on Reddit. I mean, I don't even have what is the other one that Pickleball Studio has? What is that? Discord. I don't have that, and I feel like
You're lucky.
That has a lot more detailed, like in the know kind of information.
It has more people talking. I don't know if it has, like, the information I got was, I think it was Reddit as well.
I see.
I think. But anyway, so you haven't heard anything else? No other theories?
No, but what you just said there makes sense. I mean, I'm sure, the factories over there could reverse engineer, stuff and figure out how to make it and
Right.
profit from it. So, and there is not very good intellectual property laws and enforcement there. So, yeah. So I get why Selkirk may be doing that for that reason. And if it's for that
Yes.
reason, I totally get it, and it's reasonable.
Yeah. And
So it might
Selkirk,
mean it may mean Infinigrit is the real deal. I don't know, because
Right.
they're willing to do all this effort, go through all this effort to protect it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
very obviously, if this is why they're doing it, they're obviously really like invested in Infinigrit. They're really believing in it. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel people are getting, like, have had boomsticks for a while now. So hopefully will know like how long that lasts. Like people are pretty vocal about that. But I do wonder the folks that purchase the $333 paddle are also the folks that probably like purchase a paddle every month just because it's like they're more of like the premium, like getting the Prada shoes, all the fancy bags. So maybe they won't ever put it through its paces, but we're rotating ours out all the time, and so we'll see. But yeah, that's my theory. And Selkirk, if you're watching the pod, shoot me an email or comment down below with more info. We want to know get the info from the horse's mouth. But yeah, I think once again, if you're hunting for a boomstick, though, I do think this is a good time because this one looks sick. Once again, I mean, look at the MOI tuning.
Is the Regal the same price as the original?
Yes, all the versions outside the Asia exclusive, the Captain America, the Gold, and then the OG, I believe they're all priced the same. But if they're not, folks will let us know down in the comments. And yeah, that's what I wanted to really cover because there's a lot of confusion when I posted that video. But so we have the original black Selkirk Boomstick, the Jack Sock Signature, the limited release of the black and gold Regal versions, and then there's this Asia edition, which I'm not sure is ever going to be available. But I think there are a lot of folks that watch the channel in Malaysia. So if you are watching this and you have played with one, comment down below what you think. Does it have crazy spin? And then if there happens to be a distributor or a dealer that has one available that we can test, we would love to check it out. Send it our way and we'll make sure to link your storefront. And then before we move on from Selkirk, I can't remember. Ooh. Have you played with the SLK Era paddle?
No, I have not. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, so this one I feel is a little under the radar. It's a Gen 3 polypropylene EVA perimeter, 1-year warranty though, not the lifetime. I believe I have the swing weight and twist weight of the elongated. That's 118 6.6, and it's using raw textured surface, so not the Infinigrit. So once again, I feel the Infinigrit is more for their premium paddles, but they are actually releasing these in the black and gold Regal as well. So check those out. And then one thing I wanted to... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I've heard pretty good things about that. The SLK Era, because it's very similar to the 11624 Huarache. Or actually, they're power paddles. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I want to check. I mean, I did get roasted on. Speaking of Discord, someone did roast me on Discord.
About what?
About lots of things, but one of them was that I'm always posting. One of them was an insult about how I always post my reviews super late. So I don't know if I'll do a review of this older release, but we can check it out and squeeze it into like our comparisons on the pod. Okay. I have this little Selkirk project I'm working on. It just keeps getting pushed because we're going to talk in a minute about the rest of this year's YouTube schedule, but I did want to highlight there is a Regal edition of these. And then one other thing that I guess I just wasn't really thinking about with Selkirk is, did you know that they do a 30-day test drive for their paddles? And if you don't like it, you can return it as long as you haven't like bashed it on the ground. And they actually cover shipping for both ways. Did you know that?
No, so you can play with it. It's not like it has to be in a sellable condition.
Correct. Like a lot of those 30-day returns are you have to have that handle wrap still on. It has to look like you just got it off the shelf. But no, they want you to test it out. That's how, I guess, confident they are. The only other place that I know about that is, or one of the places, Pickleball Central, I believe, does 30-day test drive on their gear, if I remember right. But that's pretty nice that it's available direct from the paddle company. Yeah. Which, when I was writing this all out, I was like, well, that's a pretty good little thing to know about. But all right, folks, has anyone actually done the 30-day test drive over with Selkirk? Let us know. Was it easy? Did they just take it back? But yeah, that was really all I wanted to highlight. There is some boomstick confusion, but there are new boomsticks. So yeah, that's it. I hope that makes it all clear. And now, folks, we're winding down the year. I'm not quite sure how many more podcasts there will be. I am a bit behind on some reviews, and I think my forecast is I got to get some scripts written and some stuff recorded before I leave LA for a couple of weeks, and then I can edit them later. I think I really think all I'm probably going to get accomplished if I can really push, and I've got a bunch of dental stuff I'm trying to squeeze in before my insurance runs out for the year, so it's making it a little tricky. But I think I'm going to get my B&B Loco breakdown review done. I've been testing those for a long time. I have all my thoughts on that. And then if I am lucky, I have a big I only need to test a little bit 2 other paddles, but I think I'm going to have a Pro XR overview of their current line. And no one has that video, so I think that would be a good video. Folks, do either of those sound like you want to watch them? Let me know. I don't want to waste time. But the Loco video is going to happen. I'm doing a giveaway on that with Bread and Butter, so that's definitely a reason to subscribe. And then I am finally going to sit down and work on my top paddles of 2025 breakdown. And last year, I released my top paddles of the year like well into January or February of the following year, and no one watched it. So I'm trying to get that done this before the end of the year. Fingers crossed. There are just a few paddles I wanted to like hit with. Basically, I'm revisiting. The other video I might try to drop before the end of the year. Man, look, I don't know if it's possible looking at the calendar, but I am revisiting Honolulu's J2NF and J2FC Plus paddles because I got production units, and I do think they play differently than the ones I reviewed previously. And I wanted to really test those out for my paddle of the year testing, but I also think it warrants a new video. Spoiler alert, I really do like them, including the J2FC Plus. Folks, if you've commented, if you've DM'd me, if you sent me a mean letter in the mail saying how stupid I was about my thoughts on the J2FC Plus, you're kind of right. The new J2FC Plus sits closer to the J2NF, but my unit did not. My initial review unit was different. But I am happy to say everything the internet told me makes more sense now. And so I am trying to cover that in a bigger video, but it's also part of my top paddles video. But I wanted to cheat a little bit, Wilson, on my top paddles video of the year. And I wanted to hear what you're thinking about as your top picks of the year. And I know that you know that I wanted you to do this. And so I thought I'd just have you walk us through your top picks of the year. Mr. Wilson, you have hit a lot more paddles than a typical consumer.
Yeah.
And so I definitely think folks will enjoy hearing your thoughts. And then you are a more power-oriented player than me. And so that's super helpful. And so, yeah, do you want to take it away? What are your top 3 paddles of the year?
All right.
Mr. Wilson.
I will give everybody a surprise and give everybody 6 paddles because I have 2 lists. I told you that. And the 2 lists are paddles that I will buy with my own money and paddles that if money was not a factor and just pure performance, which ones would I buy? And I think my list reflects similarly to probably a lot of other reviewers and players probably. So yeah, I'm going to go with the ones that if money was not an issue and it was based on pure performance. and that would be my number one. Or should I go reverse? Should I go three, two, one? What do you think?
I have in my notes, I thought you were going to go the other way. I thought you were going to say your top three and then jump to your top three if money wasn't a
all right,
factor.
sounds
But
good.
whichever.
I will go through. I'll follow your list. But yeah, so this list is the list that I would the paddles I would buy with my own money, and I'm going to go in reverse, three, two, and one. Okay, so number three would be Pakle, the Pakle EVO 001, the 001, not their reactive one. I recently got the reactive one, so this is the one with the white perimeter. Is the Pakle EVO 001. And this is my number three. It's not. I tried the reactive version, which is a lower swing weight, a little more maneuverable, but it definitely lacked the plow through and the power that I would get from playing with this paddle. So I am still with the OG, this one.
OG.
Like some people may feel like this might be a little heavier for them, but this is a solid paddle. This was I played a couple of money balls with this, and there's a reason why I did that. Yeah, so this
Mr.
one,
Wilson,
yes.
before you move on, let me know before you move on, because I'm gonna pepper you with some questions and thoughts about each of your picks. All right?
Okay, got it. So yeah, this one, it's a Gen 3 build, and it's not overly powerful, so I think that's why I like it. So under stressful situations, I'm able to keep it under control. So this is my number three. Any questions?
Yes. It is first. It is an unusual Gen 3 how they've inserted the enhancements. So that it's all broken down on their website. But if you're liking the heavy version, which everyone, I probably will like the newer version. But if you're liking the heavy version, I got some news for you, dude. Right now, on sale, you can get the heavy version of the one you like. It's 8.3 ounces plus, and it is on major discount. Promo code Matthew K Stacks. It's usually $170 before code. Right now, if you want the heavier one, stack promo code Matthew K. It is $110.50.
Yeah. So that's why it made it. It's a great deal for what it is. It's unique Gen 3 build really complements it just feels good, and it's very unique. And for $110, I would definitely spend my own hard-earned cash on this EVO one.
So that's your number three.
Yeah.
What's your number two?
So yeah, number two, I currently don't have, but you do, and it is the Vatic V-SOL Pro, the blue one, not the red one.
The blue one.
This one has the floating core, and I like the V7 with the long handle, very typical elongated paddle, and that one felt really good out of the box. Of course, it could always benefit. That one could benefit from some weight, perimeter weighting, but the reason why I chose that over the V-SOL Power, the red one, is because it felt less rigid to me. It had a little more pocketing feel to it that I enjoy, and I chose that over the Quanta because I know the main reason why you like the Quanta is because of how light it is, but I kind of lean towards what majority of the people think, that you should have some weight with the Quanta to benefit the most out of its power and pop. But that is the reason why I like the V-SOL Pro more, because of the lack. I don't need to modify it, and I could still play with it. Not saying I won't modify it, but it's playable for me.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
That one is the exact one the one you like, the Vatic V-SOL Pro Shape V7 long handle.
Yeah.
So many, that's a big name. That's the exact one my friend who has not upgraded paddles for years. And he's been playing with one that he got in a raffle forever. He actually finally pulled the trigger. It was not one of my raffles, but is one I told him about, which was actually, folks, if you subscribe to Ethos Pickleball's newsletter, every week I don't know if they still do it, but every week they would give someone a free paddle. And so we've talked about them before, about their Pro Undergrip, their freaking luxury pickleball paddle bag. And then they do have some very interesting paddles, one of which we're probably going to cover on the channel once we have some bandwidth in the coming year that uses an unusual surface material. But they're they're paddles that I've reviewed before. There's a video on the channel breaking them down, are like longer handle paddles, smaller paddle faces. And they're very geared for tennis players. And so, yeah, if you subscribe to their newsletter, you used to be able to enter a raffle each week. But he comes from tennis, and he finally upgraded. He wore one of his Ethos paddles, he wore it down. Like, he played with that freaking forever. Like, he had to change the grip on it. Like, when you gotta change the grip, like, not over grip, but the actual grip, you've played with a paddle a long time. But he finally upgraded, and he did the VSOL Pro V7 long handle, because he demoed not the long handle version, the other V7, the fatter face, the one with the bigger chin. And he liked that pocketing feel, but he also, I think he demoed the Quanta and the VSOL Pro, and yeah, he definitely preferred the one you're highlighting. And I think that's probably the case with most people. And yeah, I mean, after promo code Matthew K, $99.99 is tough to beat. But yes, thanks for highlighting how I am not in the majority liking a naked Quanta. Like, you're just calling me insane. All right, folks. All right.
You are unique. You are your individual self.
All right, let's move on. All right, so we got the Pakle EVO 001 as your number 3 pick of the year. Pretty big statement. Not many people know that brand, so that's a pretty big win, I'd say.
Great deal.
Then you've got very good deal. Then you got the VSOL Pro long handle V7 as your number 2, which I imagine is going to be on a lot of people's lists. But what is your number 1, Mr. Wilson, that you would spend your own hard-earned cold cash on?
So my number 1 is the LUZZ Cannon. You can't really go wrong with this. This was under $100. It's a Gen 3 build. It is probably, I feel like, pretty up there in power compared to all, like, even the Pro 4, the YOLO Pro 4. I think this one outperforms it in power and pop.
To interrupt, I concur with that 100%. First, the list price is $109. After promo code Matthew K, $92.65. Crazy price, but the power, my unit that I've been testing, just has been getting hotter and hotter. It's a lot of power. But what were you saying?
So one thing, it's a powerful paddle. It's super fun to play with, and the grit is better than the VSOL and the Pakle. It is one gritty paddle. I think all of the LUZZ paddles are generally pretty gritty. So that's kind of cool. So it has the power, the spin, the pocketing feel. It's pretty all around. Although mine actually started rattling because of the loose glue and stuff like that in the honeycomb. That's not a problem. And some people were worried about LUZZ's warranty. It is a 1-year warranty, but people are worried about how the company will communicate and honor the warranty. But I have friends in Washington, and they said that there is a high-level player who goes through these like no tomorrow. And he has not had an issue in warranting his LUZZ Cannon. So hopefully people are having that same experience with the company. I haven't warranted this. I'm still gonna play. I want to see how long it'll take me to actually core crush it, where it starts creaking and crunching. It has not done that yet, and I've put it through a decent amount of pace. But yeah, this is what I would.
So your friend's friend is just crushing them because he just plays so much and hits so hard.
Yeah, he's a tennis player, and he's just driving everything, and he does break these. These are breakable like any other Gen 3 paddle. They get better and hotter, and then they reach a point, and then eventually they're gonna start getting dead spots or whatnot, or getting too powerful, and they start going downhill from there. But so far so good. This one, the Pakle is not as powerful, but it seems like it hasn't had any issues either. So far so good. But yeah, this is my number one pick for the paddle that I would spend my cold hard-earned cash on. the LUZZ Cannon.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, I think Gen 3, I mean, Honolulu sells their Gen 3 paddles as consumables. So yeah, I think that's just but I appreciate that LUZZ is pricing it so low. Like, once again, $92.65 after promo code Matthew K is pretty insane for the performance you're getting. And sidebar, I've seen some kids play with those things and destroy everyone. So I don't know. I think the kids, the really young players, they should be forced to like play with like much less powerful paddles. Like, I think us older folks, we need a little bit of an edge somehow. Come on. But all right. So you've walked us through your top picks of the year that you would spend your own money on. But what if money was not a factor? Because I'm always bumping into retirees over at Open Play that have 7, 8 401ks just flowing and sending them checks in the mail, and they're like, I don't care about price. I just want the best. All right? What money's not a consideration? What are your top 3 of 2025, and is there any overlap?
Ooh, there is. My number 3 on my list of high-performing paddles that I would play with if money was not an issue is this. Okay, so side note, this is a Tornado. I currently I have my Inferno somewhere, and I can't seem to find it for this podcast. But
listen, don't hold up the Tornado. We'll get roasted. Just no, put that away. Put that down. Away. That is going to confuse people.
My bad.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I could not get the Inferno before the podcast. It's somewhere.
No worries. But what is your number 3? Money is not a factor. What's your, let's start with we're going to do your top 3. Let's start with your third pick.
Okay. So, so my top 3 paddles that I would choose if money was not an option. Number 3, I currently don't have with me right now, but it would be the LUZZ Inferno. It's the pink one with the pink edge guard. And it does overlap with the LUZZ Cannon in my other list, so maybe you can see a correlation with LUZZ. I am not getting paid by them, by the way. They're just really great paddles. So the LUZZ Inferno, number 3. I love the power of it. It is so loud and powerful. I just feel like everybody knows, like who is that? Is his paddle broken? No, it's not. But yeah, it's powerful. It's fun to play with. It's gritty. I can shape the ball the way I want it. It's a fun paddle at the overall. But do you have any input or questions about the Inferno?
Yeah, I mean, the Inferno is kind of an unusual foam paddle. It's using this MPP material, a microporous foam as its core. It is in a floating core configuration, and I've had trouble getting if you look at LUZZ's site, they've got a diagram of how they've configured the core, and there's definitely rings of foam around the centerpiece. John Q has said there is an EVA ring. I haven't been able to confirm that, but I do think that speaks to kind of like how you're getting that really hard-hitting power. And apparently this must be popular because I think it's sold out right now. Yes. But you can get it on pre-order. The sticker price is $229. After promo code Matthew K, it's $195 and 65 cents. So it's coming in closer to the full foam paddles that we all kind of know, like from Honolulu's, from Bread and Butter. And so like it's not quite as like of a steal, but yeah, you either get a Ronbus or a Vatic foam paddle, or you jump like you double price and pay closer to $200. Hasn't really been a lot in the middle of that, which is kind of interesting. I think there's some openings. You know of some?
Yeah, my number 2.
Your number 2? Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Fair.
A little better.
All right. Well, let's talk about your. Well, I guess I was talking about pre-sticker price. You're right. I was confounding. Yeah. So I guess the Inferno is a little over some of the popular full foam paddles, like the Honolulu's and the one you're about to talk about. Yeah. So, what is your number 2 pick, Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, the number 2 on my list is probably on other people's list too, and it could be possibly on someone's number 1. I could totally see that happening, and it's the Bread and Butter Loco, and this one is my good old elongated paddle, elongated shape. So I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen their marketing and their drops because they keep getting sold out, which is amazing. Good for them at Bread and Butter. But yeah, this is a great paddle, unique paddle in the color scheme and the feel of it. Love the colors, but it is again another power paddle, and I enjoy playing with it. It does have a nice pocketing feel to me, and it does. It's not as gritty as the Inferno, but it's up there. It's one of the grittier paddles that Bread and Butter has released. Generally speaking, I think they're a little on the lower grittiness level, but they really turned it up on this one, and I really like it. And yeah, this is my number 2. I like it. Oh,
yes.
Also, this one.
Go ahead.
Sorry. In my recent tournament, this was my main. I went from Pakle to the Loco, so this is currently my main. And if you see me in any upcoming tournaments or money balls, you'll probably see me rocking this one.
Awesome. Yeah. So spoiler, kind of semi-spoiler. That one is definitely like I have to sit down. I'm revisiting some paddles, doing some stuff, but the Loco is in contention for me for paddle of the year.
The paddle of the year.
It is in contention. It is part of like I have some work I'm doing, but what I like about the Loco, first off, it is sold out again. But before code, it's $199.99. I believe promo code Matthew K knocks off 10%, so that makes it $180, right? And so I think that is the price of like
still up there. Yeah. Same with the Inferno.
But I don't think if there are 150 full foam paddles after code, comment down below. Let me know. I want to check them out. I've gotten some new paddles to check out. There are ones coming, but I don't think like they've been they're coming later in the year, and so I just won't be able to hit with them. I won't be able to get a full evaluation. I've been hitting with the Locos for a long time. I was hitting with a pre-production model, and for me, you said it. I think you said either pocket or plush.
Yeah,
and
pocket.
To me,
plush.
Pocketing. Yeah, to me, it's a floating EPP core, like some of the paddles we've been talking about. Except if you go like look at the X-rays and stuff, it's got a thick EVA ring. It's got a crazy thick EVA ring. It's a little Loco. I don't know, like, how, if it's, to the eye, it looks like it's thicker than what we've seen in some other foam paddles. And I really like this paddle as someone that doesn't play, like, it's not like seeking out power paddles. I appreciate that the Loco pockets, and if you're not throwing power out, it's controllable, maneuverable. Mm-hmm. I think the wide body in particular is very, very nice. Of course, it's more forgiving, but I also think the elongated is easy to play with, is still maneuverable. And then at first, I didn't love the hybrid. I thought that sweet spot was a little narrow, but after testing it for a while, that opened up. And I'm typically a hybrid player, but I that is the one that stays in the bag the most. I love their wide body. I wish more companies would do that shape. And then I like the elongated. I got used to playing elongated this year. And I just think it's an all-around paddle that does everything well. Mm-hmm. And then it can be very powerful, which is what I feel this year's paddle of the year has to check that box. And so I'm retesting some things. I'm evaluating. My paddle of the year list is very budget oriented. So I'm going to have to suss everything out, really think it through. But it is like the one that is like in my, like, it is like up there. Like every time I am hitting a paddle, I'm like having to think. And what I like about it over, say, the Boomstick is I think it has a nicer feel. Like, I think the Boomstick plays hollow.
Yeah.
Almost pingy.
For sure.
Has a hollow feel. And I'm like, when I play with the Boomstick, I'm always surprised that it's doing what I want it to do. Because it just feels and sounds different. I think that tuning, precision, weight has a lot to do with it. But I think the Boomstick's more expensive, and then since I don't need the little extra nudge of power the Boomstick has compared to the Loco, which is probably like we're splitting some hairs a little bit, I prefer the Loco, which has a sound, ball feel that is more familiar to me. I play more confidently with it. I feel the Boomstick's spin and grab is, I think a lot of it's coming off the surface. And as someone that loves honeycomb, I like the paddle to kiss my ball a little bit. Like pucker and hold it for a moment and then wave the kiss goodbye. And so I think the Loco as a foam paddle, after I got used to it, I mean, I've been playing with them a long time. Every shape. You've seen it. And I have grown comfortable with it. And I think I need to feel comfortable with my paddle. And so I think it would take me a long time to be confident, feel confident playing with the Boomstick, just because some of the communication that you get out of the paddle, some of the feedback is just so different than what I'm comfortable with, what I'm super used to. And so that's why the Loco is in contention. So we'll see where I land. I got a lot of thinking to do still and sit down and go through different notes and whatnot. But all right, Mr. Wilson, you've given us your third pick, the LUZZ Inferno. Money's not a consideration. You followed it up with the Loco, which is actually, I think, pretty I think it's a good deal for a foam paddle. Interesting, your budget, your real list, Money's Not an Object, had all 2 out of 3 were Gen 3. But what is your top pick if money was not an object? If you've got 401ks, freaking 401ks, what was that? What did I say? If you've got checks coming in the mail, which paddle should you get?
I don't know if they should get, but I would get Well, unfortunately, you said all those things about the boomstick, and it's actually my number one.
Yeah, that's
So, guys,
but you and I are very different.
yeah, that's true. We play a little differently. You do play more finesse, and I like to just whip the ball around. And so, guys,
I
my
think you're
number one.
selling your style. I think you're simplifying your style a little bit, but you do play. You play a lot of singles. You access
True.
power more than I ever do. So
True.
anyway, you've got finesse. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why you said that, but
Uh, so number one, my number one, if money was not an issue, would be the boomstick. It's definitely a fun paddle to play with. It's a little, you do have to play with it a little differently. You do have to dial it in. But when you do, like once I got it dialed in, it's really fun. I can shape the ball. Like you said, it probably more. The spin is coming more from the surface grit versus the core or the paddle itself. But it works, and I really enjoy playing with it. I have the power when I want it and I need it. I'm able to control the kitchen or play at the kitchen the same way as I would with any other paddle. I'm not saying I play any better, but I can play the same. And then love my overheads with it. Man, that thing really goes boom. I love it how I have friends who have the boomstick, and every time they do a crazy drive or a really nice, powerful overhead, and they always, after they hit, they'll go like, boom. They'll, they like to comment boom, which is really what it sounds like when you're playing with it. But yeah, it's definitely a fun paddle. If anybody could ever get it, if anybody hasn't tried it yet and see it on the court, maybe you can ask. Well, it's pretty expensive. I don't know if I would lend a stranger my paddle, but maybe you can give it a quick try and see what the hype is all about. Because it does perform as good as it's worth, if that's the saying. Yeah, it's an expensive paddle, but the performance is there for sure.
yeah, I mean I've had to give a lot of thought to this, and I think it's like it is a luxury paddle, but
It
it
is.
also performs like if you're thinking of like a sports car, it lives up. Like if you're willing to pay luxury prices, you won't be disappointed. Is my take.
Yeah, and there must be a reason why people are trying to get the $100 paddles to play just like the boomstick with their modifications, right? It must mean they're doing something right. And
Yeah.
you know how they're making raw carbon fiber boomsticks in Asia, they must be doing something great with their Infinigrid. I mean, like you said, we
Yeah.
haven't put the Infinigrid through its paces yet, but so far it's holding up and it's really nice. So they have the grit, they have the tech that everybody wants to try to imitate, and I guess imitation is the best form of flattery, right? So they're doing something right. I don't know.
Yeah. And then as far as like checking it out for yourself, like once again, we just found out Selkirk has that 30-day test drive.
Yep.
So everyone pretty much has the opportunity to try it out. Just don't freaking throw it at the ground in case you don't like it or you decide, oh, I need to pay my rent. All right, folks. All right, great list, Wilson. Just to really summarize it, top three overall was Pakle EVO 001 took third place. Vatic V-SOL Pro V7 long handle took second. Then the LUZZ Cannon took your number one slot. But then if price was not a factor, your list was the LUZZ Inferno third place, the Bread and Butter Loco second, and then your number one paddle of the year, if money wasn't a factor, was the Selkirk Boomstick.
Yep.
All right. That's going to help me. I'm going to think about that. We are very different players, so we'll see if any of those land on my list.
I'm excited to hear your list.
Yes.
when
and
you
folks,
come out.
if you have your top three, put it down below. If you want to break it down to budget or just top three, let us know. But I'm super curious what everyone else is thinking, and if it's just your top paddle of the year, let me know. Comment down below. Like, I'm actually genuine. I read all the comments, and I'm really would be very interested in hearing that. And then, all right, real quick, this is going to be short and sweet. What are we testing right now? That is going to be presented by our friends over at SwiftNet. If you're looking for a great net, check out SwiftNet. Use promo code MatthewK. And Wilson, I know you haven't been hitting much at all because you've been a little busy, but I did mention that I was playing some with my dad while he was in LA, and I am still playing with the 6-0 Coral. And I stand by what I said the last time we visited. I think this is 6-0's best paddle ever. I really do. It's getting more powerful as I play with it. And I do have the price now. I didn't have it last week, but it's been released. After promo code MatthewK knocks off $20, or maybe it's 20%. No, 10%. It's $180. So it's back to that price point we were talking about for the foam paddles. But this one is different. It's different. Are you ready? I don't know if I explained this last week, but basically it is a foam paddle, but its foam core is kind of in two pieces. It's got the center foam piece, and then it's got an outer foam piece that I believe are the same kinds of foam, whatever EPP they're using, whatever flavor, but they have an EVA ring suspended inside of that. And so that's a bit different. Most of the EVA that we've been talking about with the foam paddles are on the outer ring of the EPP. This is cutting through, and it feels to me like a firmer Loco. So we were talking about how the Loco is super plush. This is firmer. I think it's probably a tad less powerful, but that could increase as I keep playing with it. And so I think this plays kind of similarly to Honolulu's NF paddle and FC Plus paddle. I was actually intercutting these or mixing them up as I was playing, and they all sit pretty close. But I'm really enjoying this, and I do appreciate, going back to that wide body, I do appreciate that 6-0 is offering this in that a wide body shape and then an elongated. Unfortunately, I don't think those are taking a little longer to get to folks. This is the one that you can get right now and will get shipped out. The other two shapes will be coming, and I hope to hit with all of them. I did that with the bread and butter Loco line. I don't know, that's just been really nice to take my time with testing and try and give a really thought out take, and maybe I could do something similarly with the Coral. We shall see, but really enjoying this paddle. It is one that is on the top of my mind as well. This really came late from 6-0. They were really pushing the black Opal as being their next great paddle after the double black diamond. But really, I think the folks that like the double black diamond should look at this one. The black Opal is a very unique paddle. I did a whole video on it. Check it out. It would definitely, if you're 4.0+, I think it's something to look at. Maybe. But this one, very, very nice. It plays nice with you. And access to power, but it's just you're not searching for the sweet spot. And then once again, it's just very pretty. And I like it. And people are kind of really ask me what the heck this color is. And I've tried, it is basically a very saturated pink, almost peach. I wouldn't describe any of it as orange. It's like a dark coral color. And so, yeah, really enjoying this paddle. There's going to be a lot more on it from me, and I don't believe you have anything to talk about on testing, right?
Yeah, I was busy with the holidays.
Dude, you do not get punished on the Matthew K. Pickleball channel. You're okay, Wilson. Don't stress. But I did want to move on to our new segment, today's featured accessory, and this is where I'm going to hand you the mic, Mr. Wilson, because
Ooh.
I want you have been testing out the Blumaka foot insoles. I know you've got them in a smelly pair of shoes right now,
Yeah.
but right now, so for folks that haven't tuned in, we've been testing these new insoles. They're made specifically for court shoes, and they're designed to prevent sliding in the shoes. And what's unusual about them is that they're uni construction. So lots of insoles like fall apart, they peel open, the different layers. And I don't think I need a complex personality or history with my insoles. I don't need Shrek. I don't need layers, peel back layers of the onion. All right, I want my insole to last. And so I think the uni construction is very cool. Promo code Matthew K gets you a 20% discount. But how are they holding up? What do you like? What do you think about them?
They're good. Do you want me to go grab them real quick or no?
Nah, they're in your
Okay.
shoes. Just tell me, have you noticed how are your footfalls? How's your comfort? I know you
Yeah.
you come from running. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a big stickler for running like shoes and shoes accessories, probably more than most pickleball players. I much rather get a good pair of shoes versus a really nice paddle. I'd rather have a medium run-of-the-mill paddle and really nice shoes, like versus a really nice paddle like a boomstick and crappy shoes. That's just my personal preference. Yeah, so I currently rock the insoles, the Blumaka insoles in my A6 Solution Speed FF3s, and I really like them. I've tried them on some shoes that I felt that were kind of too roomy for me, and they fill up the extra room very well. But in my FF3s, my Solution Speed FF3s, I removed the original insole. I replaced them with the Blumakas, and they are much more cushioned in a dense way. It's not soft and pillowy. But when you are really pushing off the court and stuff, it really rebounds and cushions really well. I like it because some people want the step-in feel, the memory foam feel, but that feeling disappears as soon as you actually start playing or running or whatever it is. So I like that it feels dense initially while you're standing on it. So it just means that it can absorb a lot more shock and impact than a memory foam version insole. But one really big thing that I really like about them is the texture and the surface that your sock and your foot sits on. I don't know if they market it or not, but it's really sticky. Not in the like residue-y feeling, but the texture. It really sticks onto my foot and my socks, so I don't get the toe jamming and sliding within the shoe as much as I would in the original insole that came with the shoe. So the grip was really nice. I really like that part. And I use the runner knot. If you look it up, it's a way to secure your heel so that you don't slide as much. And with that and the Blumaka insoles, it's been great. I mean, I am locked in to my A6. So if you guys feel like you're slipping and sliding in your shoes and you have the right size shoe already, an insole like Blumaka's might be something you might want to try. They're great. Like I said, my favorite thing is how grippy they feel. You're not sliding around at all in your shoes. That's my takeaway, the grip from the insoles.
Awesome. Yeah, I think what you said about I think EVA stuff like super pillow cushion, I don't like that on a pickleball court either. I like to have a feeling of firm contact on the court.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually reviewed some shoes, like a pair of shoes that I really like are Pro XR's pickleball shoe that Zane Navratil did. I actually have a video on them, but those sit very low to the ground and you feel like you have very firm content. But folks, are you guys interested in some shoe reviews? Comment down below. Let us know. Those don't tend to do too well on my channel, but if there are some people that made it this far in the pod that are listening and watching, if you want some shoe reviews, let me know, because ultimately I think I'm making content for you, whoever you are. If you made it to this point in the pod, put in some requests. But all right, and now we are wrapping up, but before we disappear, we need to get better at pickleball. Today's tip of the week, presented by our friends over at BodhiPickleball. If you're hunting for some top-notch pickleball accessories, if you want to shove some stuff in the stocking of your pickleball lover at Christmas time, check out BodhiPickleball. Promo code Matthew K gets you the best price. What's the tip? What's the tip? Make us better, Wilson.
Yeah, so my tip of the week was something that I had to experience recently. Is basically how to hit an overhead more consistently when people are lobbing at you. There's some people at the park who are just lobbers, and that's okay. That's part of the game. But what can you do to be more consistent with your overheads? So one thing that you see everybody is like they'll try to stiff arm it like this, like swatting a fly or something, or some people will just try to hit it flat on, head on. And one thing I see when they do that is they'll either whiff it, or if they miss hit, it just goes way long. And Hoka says it's dinner time. Hi, Hoka. Just a little bit later. Later, okay? Later, Hoka. Okay? Later. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Hoka wants to learn more about the tip of the week. Sorry, guys. So yeah, some people try to just slap the ball, and it reduces your margin for error to get it into the court. You'll either hit it straight into the net, or it'll fly long and into the fence behind your opponents. So one thing I took away from my old tennis days is adding spin to your overhead. A lot of people call it a kick serve in tennis, or you basically, instead of just whacking it straight down, you're gonna brush up on the ball like this, so that the ball will spin forward. So you're gonna go like this. I don't know. It's kind of hard on camera, right? But if you basically try to look up a kick serve in tennis. It's basically that you're basically doing a top spin, like a top spin forehand or a top spin backhand, but over your head. So a kick serve. It will allow you to get more room to clear the net, and it'll dip the ball back into the court instead of allowing it to fly long. And that, when I added a kick serve or a top spin overhead to my arsenal, it really increased my consistency of my overhead, because for a longest time I would whiff it, or it would just miss a little long, or I would dump it into the net. But when you spin the ball, just like in your forehand and backhand, it gives you space, margin for error to go over the net and spin back into the court, as opposed to a flat shot with no spin that will sail long. So yeah, guys, add a top spin overhead into your arsenal to be more consistent. If you can't see me do this, or it's not very clear, look up a kick serve in tennis and try that out in your overheads.
All right, I'm definitely going to look up kick serve, because you know how I like to play with the seniors in the AM. They are prone, at least where I play, the seniors where I play, they're lobbing all the time. And
teach him a lesson.
Yeah. Well, I was with my dad and he didn't have the best shoes. I told him that would happen. I was like, just let it. Don't worry about it. Forget it. But I like that idea, because then I was actually, this past weekend, the little bit that I did play, I was it was a bigger more thing about court positioning for me. It's a long story, but I was standing more mid court. Wasn't standing where I usually stand. And yeah, I was dumping them into the net, these overheads. But that was more of court positioning. I'm not used to hitting overheads where I was, but I definitely want to check out. It's called Kick Serve, right?
Yes.
All right, folks, now that you're searching out Kick Serve, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give us a like, because we are wrapping up. That's the end of today's episode of Is This a Pickleball Podcast? Make sure you subscribe, like the video, hit the bell, and then go check out some of the other videos on the channel for all those giveaways. There's a 6 quarts paddle with my black Opal review. There's Pickleball Effects cap coins with my avatar video, like tons of stuff. Dig around. But most importantly, I hope you get to pickle soon. Just don't forget, it's about having fun. Oh, wait, Wilson, do you think that's what it's about too? Having
I
fun?
hope everybody gets to pickle soon, and it's definitely always about having fun.
Awesome. We really stepped on top of that outro, but whatever. It's all good. Just don't forget, it's about having fun.